All right, and this is the happy birthday card. And this card uses a different stamp set. It's called Happiness Abounds, and that's where I got the happy birthday from. And you can use any sentiment you want, any birthday sentiment or whatever you like. I just like this set because they're kind of longer and you can just put them on the bottom. You also don't have to have anything. You can just leave a little teacup with flowers. That's cute too. Also, I forgot to mention this on the last card, but the flowers come from this designer series paper. Coordinates with that Happiness Abound stamp set. But this paper is called Hues of Happiness, and there are, I want to say, 4 sheets of paper in here that you can cut out with these dies. These are the coordinating dies. This is the Blossoming Happiness dies. So, like this large flower is this die, and it just fits right on top of the paper, and you run it through your die machine. This one fits on this flower, this one fits on this flower, and then the leaves, these 2 leaves, cut out the leaves on the paper. So I make a ton of cards using this. I love that the dies cut out the paper. That's just fantastic. And then also this, this pink background here, I used this die, and then it just cuts out just a little peekaboo from your paper, so you can see the white behind it, and you can put any color and see behind it. And then also just our die cut teacup, but it's just a cute little set. Also, this flower is this die here. Anyway, yeah, fun little set. I just wanted to incorporate that because it goes really well with the cup of tea, this tea boutique suite. All right, so in your pack, we're gonna start to do our own envelopes because we've used up all 5 of our tea boutique cards and envelopes that were pre-printed. So now we're gonna make our own cute little envelopes. So when you get your pack, there will be just a little strip of paper. This is going to go on your envelope flap. I'll show you how to do that. I like to just lay it flat. Use some glue. You can also use your tape runner. I find that glue works just a little better and it stays on a little better, and there's no like edges that peel up. And I always want to put your glue on your flap, not on your paper, because then your paper will just get glued to your table. So put it on your flap, just right to the edge. And you can use either side. This side will match much better with this card, but these are double-sided papers, so it's up to you, however you want to do it. And then I just put it right next to the fold, but not over the fold. And just smooth it down, and that's it. You're going to trim around. Sometimes you may need to let it dry, but if you don't use too much glue, then it's ready pretty immediately. You just trim around the edges. I get pretty fast at this, but this piece of paper, if you want to do your own envelopes, I use a 6 by 2 1/4 piece of paper. And this Tea Boutique paper comes in 6 by 6. So all you have to do is cut a little 2 1/4 inch strip, and that's all you need. So envelope flaps are fun. I like to do them. Not everybody does them, but I think they're fun. No naked envelopes. That's my motto. Shelley Gardner, that started Stampin' Up. That's her motto too, so that's where I got it from. No naked envelopes. So we've got the envelope, we'll set that aside. All right, so now you've got your pieces are your base, which is this, the pink, and then you've got your white piece inside, and you can stamp this and then adhere it. I'm just gonna leave it blank, but you can stamp anything you want on there. I like to do my stamping first, just in case you mess up, you can flip it over and then mount it down. So that's how I do it, but we're just gonna mount it down since we're not stamping it. On our first 5 cards, we didn't have to do anything inside because they were already white. The next ones we are going to probably be doing, let's try to think. I think all of them have an insert. Maybe not, but if it's not white inside, then I make it white. Just it's a little easier to write on, and you don't have to. You can leave it colored inside if you want to. I just think it looks a little more finished if it has a white piece, so you'll always get that from me. This little strip just glues right there. And then we've got our little, you should have a small flower with a stem, and then you can do it however you want, but I gave you enough. You also have this little piece of leaf. This does not have a die to go with it, so we get to cut it out. But it's a lot less fussy cutting than if I gave you all those flowers and you had to cut them all out. So some people don't mind fussy cutting, but some people get a little stressed out. I try to save you some work, but having a die to cut out your flowers is really a game changer. So it's a lot of fun. So anyway, now we've got our leaves. So we're just going to glue those down. And I don't typically use dimensionals inside my cards, so I just glue things flat. Makes it a little more streamlined when you fold it. So that's our inside. That's done. And next we are going to glue our white piece. These are also the same. If you do mess up both sides and you know you need a different piece, you could use that mess up piece here because it's going to get covered up, and then use this one. Anyway, you've got 2 pieces to work with. Hopefully that's enough for you. If not, you can cut another piece of white, and this piece is just so the base is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and then this is just 1/4 of an inch smaller, so it's 5 1/4 by 4 for this. And I have a bunch of these. I usually just have on hand because that's the size I always put inside. So I just have a lot of extra for whatever I use them for. But that's the basic size. If you want to make your own cards, you'll start to memorize these sizes. So that's just gonna go there. And then this little pink piece, you can, if you want to, take the time to loosen these little guys up and give it a little dimension. If you want to do that. I did not do that for you, but if you'd like to, have at it. It's probably easier to come from the back. Totally not necessary, but it does give it a little dimension if you like that. And when you glue this down, I'm gonna use glue versus adhesive so I can get the glue in these little spots that have a little more paper, just to kind of give it a little more stability on there. Again, you can just use any adhesive, but I have glue. I will use glue whenever. And then that's just going to mount onto the white. Again, if you put glue behind the whole thing, then it may show through the holes. So be careful where you put your glue. You don't want anything sticky back there. Okay, so that's, oh, you know what? I forgot to stamp my happy birthday. Well, we can still do it. You can do that before though, if you want to do that. But since it's all flat still, it won't be hard. So we're gonna stamp our happy birthday. And this happy birthday again comes from the Happiness Abounds stamp set. And we're just gonna use black. And any longer sentiment would work here. You just wanna have it kind of long and skinny underneath. Or again, nothing. If you want nothing, you can just do that. Okay, so So we've got it stamped. Boom. Okay, now we're gonna build our flower pot, our little, I'm saying flower pot. I guess it's a teacup pot? I don't know. In floral school, I actually made little arrangements using teacups. We'd go to the thrift store and get teacups and then build flower arrangements in them, take them to the hospital. Those were a big hit. Everyone loves a teacup of flowers. And it would be a lot of fun to give them a card that matches. Wouldn't that be a cute gift? That's a good idea. I may do that. Perfect for Mother's Day, someone's birthday, maybe even like a get well would work. Okay, so you may have different colored flowers than these, but you get the idea. We're going to put dimensionals behind them and build them up. I'm gonna wait on my leaves until I get my flowers down because those are just gonna tuck in. So we're gonna put dimensionals behind all of our flowers. The other side of this paper is just a nice like watercolory painted look. It's very cute. The back side is even as cute as the, well, not as cute, but the back side is also cute. I have a hard time cutting through flowers to get to the back, so I most likely won't use that, but it is cute. If you have some scraps or something, kind of the edges where you don't have a full flower, you can use the back side for those. Okay, so we're gonna put this one here. And these are roses, I believe. They are roses, like a garden rose. My grandma had the best roses in her yard. You'd come to her house and you could smell roses before you even got out of your car. It was the best. She grew them herself. She took care of them herself. They were so pretty. So every time I see roses, I think of my grandma. Okay, let's see. Tuck that little guy in there. Okay. So your greenery, we're just going to put it kind of in the open spaces. So here and here, something like that. And your greenery may be a little different color, but that's okay. It all works. So just a little glue that down. Okay, like so. And then we've got our matching envelope. That is so cute.